Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are tackling a massive, silent threat that is literally wiping out SaaS revenue right now in 2026. We are exploring a catastrophic drop in product activation rates across the entire software industry. And trust me, the stakes here could not be higher. Here is the absolute, terrifying reality we found buried in the data. You have exactly 14 minutes. That's it. It's a ticking clock, a hard deadline. You have to activate a new user before they churn, before they vanish, and before every single dollar you spent on acquiring them goes right down the drain. Okay, let's dive right into this first section. The 14-minute deadline. We're seeing a really stark contrast right now. Across the industry, the median time for a user to hit their first aha moment, that magical instant where they finally get the value of your product, is 14 minutes. But look at the top decile SaaS companies, the absolute elite. They're hitting that exact same realization in just 4 minutes. 4 minutes. They're basically hooking the user the literal second the dashboard loads. And if you're wondering why those first few minutes totally dictate your revenue, well, here's the math. Activated trials convert to a paid plan at a massive 23% average. But look over at the non-activated users, a dismal 4% conversion rate. So if you don't get them to that aha moment quickly, you are leaving nearly 6 times the revenue on the table. There is just no way around it. Which brings us to part 2, the PLG activation crisis. Now, what's really interesting about this is the total disconnect we're seeing between acquisition and retention. In 2026, sign-up volume for the median company is actually up 22% year over year. So, hey, marketing is working, right? But the actual median activation rate, that's dropped 4 points. Why is this happening? Well, it's mostly because the market is absolutely flooded with these easily abandoned, lightweight, 30-second demos. People are signing up, sure, but they definitely aren't sticking around. Just to make sure we're perfectly clear on the terms, activation rate is the absolute choke point of modern product-led growth, or PLG. It's the definitive measurement of how quickly your users realize actual value. In 2026, getting to activation faster isn't just about having good UX anymore. It directly shortens your financial payback periods and heavily drives that trial-to-paid conversion. And speaking of payback periods, 15 months. That is the median customer acquisition cost payback period for B2B SaaS right now. Think about that. If you fail to activate users, they churn out way before you ever make your money back. That pushes your timeline into this incredibly dangerous, capital-inefficient territory. You literally cannot afford to wait. Let's shift gears to Section 3, surviving the AI churn. The numbers here are genuinely shocking. Traditional B2B SaaS platforms, they maintain incredible stability. We're talking median net revenue retention over 100%, meaning existing customers actually spend more over time. But then look at the AI native apps. They're absolutely hemorrhaging customers with a median NRR of just 48% and a gross revenue retention of 40%. They are literally losing half their recurring revenue every single year. This quote from the research perfectly captures the psychology behind this trend. It's the curse of the AI wrapper. The downside of being easy to buy is being easy to cancel. We are dealing with an epidemic of AI tourists. Basically, people who buy a subscription just to have a robot write a poem and then immediately cancel when the experiment is over. If your product is just a thin wrapper over a basic AI model, you are incredibly easy to cancel. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where the bleeding is happening. Check out the sub-$50 a month AI apps. They're facing an apocalyptic 23% gross revenue retention rate. Meanwhile, the expensive enterprise tools, the ones over $250 a month, are retaining at 70%. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that you absolutely must embed your product into deep, critical business workflows if you want to survive this AI churn wave. So, how do we fix this? Section 4, the top decile playbook. Here is the exact 4-step playbook that top decile self-serve SaaS companies are using to build a completely bulletproof growth engine right now. Step 1. Re-engineer your product so the aha moment hits in under 10 minutes, period. Step 2. Stop sending those time-based drip emails. You need to trigger automated emails based on what the user actually does in the product. Step 3. Put your upgrade prompts exactly where the user experiences usage friction. And step 4, keep sales reps away until the user crosses a strict product qualified lead threshold. When you actually implement that playbook, the metrics speak for themselves. Did you know tracking product qualified leads actually outpredicts traditional social advertising? It's crazy. Companies doing this are 61% more likely to be fast growth. You get an in-product upgrade click-through rate of over 5%, and your overall activation rate rockets up to 61%. Plus, this perfectly aligns with a modern buyer. 61% of B2B buyers now vastly prefer a totally rep-free, self-serve buying experience. This brings us to our final part, Section 5, redesigning for 2026. The old model of growth, the one where you just dump 70% of your budget into sales and marketing to brute force your way to revenue, yet that's completely dead. In our 2026 reality, the budget has to fundamentally shift. You need to be putting 60% or more of your budget into product and engineering, because the product itself is now your primary sales engine, and honestly, your primary retention engine too. So the crucial point here is that the old binary debate between being purely product-led or purely sales-led, it's over. Done. A hybrid product-led sales, or PLS, approach is the undeniable winner. Companies that blend self-serve product adoption with targeted sales outreach for expansion are seeing 2 times higher profitability than their peers. 2 times! I found this piece of contrarian advice from the research super fascinating. It says, before hiring enterprise sales, wait until hand raisers naturally emerge from existing users seeking company-wide adoption. It perfectly summarizes how to pace your growth. Don't go out and hire an expensive enterprise sales team way too early. Let the product do the heavy lifting, let users hit that aha moment, and wait until those activated users literally raise their hands and ask you for company-wide adoption. That right there, that is true product market fit. Which brings us to the ultimate question for your own business. Be completely honest with yourself. Is your aha moment under 14 minutes? If a new user signs up right now, today, how long does it take for them to truly get it? I want you to take a hard look at your onboarding data this week. In fact, I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Leave a comment below with your product's current time to aha, and let's see how you stack up against the 2026 benchmarks. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.